Welcome to the animated recap. The movie that we recapped today is the third part of Hotel Transylvania, which was released in 2018. The movie begins with the old times when all the monsters along with Dracula were traveling together in a train. There comes a doctor in a train. That doctor and his family always used to protect people against monsters. He lights fire and one of the monster gets scared. As we all know that monsters are always afraid of fires, so this is how the doctor comes to know about the monsters in the train. He tries to kill them with his gun. But Dracula succeeds in saving the monsters from the doctor and then stands in front of him. Doctor tries to kill Dracula in various ways, but Dracula was changing his. He either became a bat or flew from the place, and in this way he prevented Doctor from killing him. Dracula then says to Doctor, "Your ancestors couldn't kill me till today, then how can you do?" Doctor falls in the ocean and dies, and since then, his children and grandchildren were trying hard to kill Dracula, but they all died while doing so. After many years, now the scene shifts to the present time in Hotel Transylvania. Today in Hotel Transylvania, a monster's marriage is going on and Dracula was given the responsibility to manage it, and he wanted to organize everything perfectly. And then at once everything shook as it was an earthquake. But actually it was Dracula's grandson who came there riding on a big dog. Everything was spoiled after his arrival. The dog's saliva was falling on the guests. Now Mavis' husband, Dracula's daughter's husband, was trying to calm down the situation by playing music and everyone starts dancing. While everyone was dancing, Dracula had no one along to dance with. His friends introduced him to a girl who was quite beautiful. But as the girl was a monster, so Dracula didn't show much interest in her. That girl wraps him in her big arms, and Dracula was extremely annoyed. So upon his friends insisting, he finds a partner on Tinder to date. There then comes Mavis. Dracula tries to hide what was going on, so he makes himself busy in cleaning. But Mavis finds it strange. She thinks that Dad hasn't done anything like this before. She thinks that maybe he is tired after doing so much work. She hears about a monster's trip on TV and then takes all the monsters with her on the trip. She thinks his dad will get better after the trip. They all travel in a centuries-old plane which collapses in several parts before reaching to the destination. Somehow they reached to their trip destination. Here we see a girl who was doing stunts and climbs a rod. She was the captain of the ship. On seeing her, Dracula falls in love, but as she was a human, so she welcomes all to the ship and then goes in a hidden room. There was the doctor there in the room. It was the same doctor that we had seen in the beginning of the movie. But it is astonishing that how could he survived so long, as only Draculas can live so long. Actually, the doctor attached his brain and some body parts to a machine, that's how he was alive. He was the grandfather of the captain. And now he wanted to finish his lifelong project, that was to kill Dracula. Captain also wanted to kill Dracula, that's why she planned this trip. Grandfather warns him to beware of Dracula and forbids her from killing Dracula. He says they cannot kill Dracula unless they find a gun. On the other side, Dracula gets ready very well to meet Captain, but she had too interest in Dracula. So she keeps hiding. When everyone goes inside the water to enjoy, she goes behind Dracula secretly to kill him. There she sees that Dracula has a happy family. It reminds her of her own family, which was being killed while killing the Dracula. She aims to kill Dracula. But luckily Dracula remains safe. She angrily goes to the ship and starts growling that why is he still alive? I just want him. She was talking about killing Dracula, but Dracula's friends who were there thought that she likes him. They all run to tell him, and when Dracula hears about it, he gets happy. Captain was listening their conversation, so she thinks of another plan to kill Dracula by his weakness. Dracula, when invites him to dinner, she mixes garlic in his food. Garlic usually kills Draculas. But Dracula only got diarrhea and nothing else. There then comes Mavis. On seeing her, Captain leaves the place. Mavis smells garlic in the food and realizes something is wrong. Meanwhile, they reached to a place where their trip had to end. It was a beautiful place in the middle of the ocean. Here was their party. Captain once again goes to a secret place. But she didn't knew Dracula in the form of bat was chasing her. When Captain gets stuck somewhere, Dracula saves her life. She was surprised to see him there. She says, "I'm here due to some personal work," but he inquires him that why are you here? But Dracula couldn't answer. Then they start dancing and moving forward. Dracula bears all the attacks on him to save Captain and to help her to reach her destination. There were many dangers on their way that Dracula had taken on him. Stones were falling on them. Then there falls a big stone with spikes on it on Dracula, but still he keeps smiling for the Captain. He starts to dancing with all the snakes and arrows on his body to impress her. He takes her out safely and smiles to show Captain that he was all fine. There then reaches Mavis to find her dad. She was in doubt that Captain wants to kill her dad. But Dracula tells her there is nothing like this. I like her. Captain after all this also started liking him. But still she had to finish the task of the grandfather of her grandfather. Despite liking him, she still says to Dracula that I can't spend my life with a Dracula. After hearing this, Mavis feels bad for her dad. While on the other side everyone was enjoying the party. Mavis tries to calm him dad down and goes to talk to him. He tells her that in my life only two things are most important for me. One is my hotel and the other is my daughter. While they were talking, there comes the doctor, who shows himself to everyone and proves to remind Dracula that I'm the same person who wanted to kill you years ago. Everyone comes to know that Captain belongs to Doctor and she also wanted to kill Dracula. Doctor also had found a weapon to kill Dracula. Doctor found it in the cave with the help of Dracula. And this weapon wasn't a gun but a combination of different tunes. After paying the tunes, a huge octopus comes out of the ocean and destroys everything. He was eating all the monsters. But Captain saves Dracula and says to his grandfather that Dracula is not a bad guy. I won't kill you, Dracula. Meanwhile, Mavis' husband opens his arms and tries to calm down the octopus by playing a music. Octopus starts dancing. Captain takes Dracula with her. But once again a horrible music starts playing. Octopus eats Dracula and Mavis' husband. Mavis' husband starts playing such a music inside the mouth of octopus, and again everyone including Doctor starts dancing. Dracula and Mavis' husband comes out of the mouth of octopus. While dancing, Doctor was about to fall in the water. But Dracula saves him. This is how they become friends. And they all came back to Hotel Transylvania, which was Dracula's hotel, where Dracula and Captain were together. Dracula gives a ring to Captain, which means he had proposed her for the marriage. Here, the third part of Hotel Transylvania ends. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more animated recaps, then subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. In next videos, we will come with the remaining parts of Hotel Transylvania.